Hey, Rob.
In a
Here we
different
go.
world. We are live. Good morning, good morning, good morning, South Florida. Hello, world. This is Robert Henderson Jr., live in the beautiful studios of the Henderson Financial Group. I am a certified financial planner, certified tax coach, and the CEO, president, founder of the Henderson Financial Group located here in Miami Lakes, Florida. We have clients all over the country. And joining me live is my wonderful, talented brother from another mother, the one and only legend, living legend, James T from Hot 105. How you doing, Mr. James T?
I'm doing great, Rob. It's just good to be back. And most of my voice is back, but I've been on a continuous run. Uh, after a long fast, I went
Oh,
on
good.
so I think that was what set me back for a moment. But nevertheless, hey, it's all good. Hey, you've been on a run too.
Yeah, man. I was out, I was out. Matter of fact, I was in another country. I was in they had a financial top advisors financial conference in the DR,
Okay.
Dominican Republic. And they invited, you could bring your spouse and we were there
Oh,
for like
okay.
5 days, man. It was
Oh,
pretty
okay.
good. uh it was about 400 of us invited, and it was the Latin American advisors and American advisors. So it was pretty good. I learned a lot. I always like to go to those events because you always pick up nuggets. But that was pretty good. And I tell you, James, usually I don't eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but we have to get up 7 o'clock. Then they have a meeting. Then they talk about this session, then breakouts, and man. But James, when I came back that late Sunday night, I had Tuesday. I had to go to the doctor,
Hmm.
and and I did my annual checkup. Right, James. Man, I gained 15 pounds. How you? I gained 15 pounds in a little over a month, man. And if you want to lose 15 pounds in 5 weeks, it's hell. You gotta go to Ozempic or something. You know what I mean? But to gain it, oh my God, it's so easy. So then when I got back, as I told you, I said, man, I'm fasting for 3 days.
Oh, you
And
did? Oh, you did a
I
3-day fast?
yeah, a
Okay.
3 day fast, man. And
Yeah.
it's amazing after you do. I gotta talk to you more about that, man, because you do feel a whole after the first day, the second day, the third grade day, you feeling totally different, man.
Okay. Oh, right,
And
right.
you ease into it, right?
For
You ease
years.
into it.
Yeah, that yeah. If you well, I've been doing it for
Well, I
years.
mean, when you come out of it, ease out of it, right? You got to ease out
Oh
of it.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we always do, Rob, because we really realize that these 3 meals a day that they tell us, that's for economics. Your body don't need 3 meals a day
At all.
to sustain itself. No, Rob.
Yeah.
Hey, as a matter of fact, today is one of my days. I do 10, 20, 30 of
10,
each month.
20. Oh, 10, 20, 30.
Yeah, 10, 20, 30 of each
Like
month. The 10th, the 20th, and the 30th of
we do
each
like
month.
10 days apart.
Oh, no, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I do 24. Sometimes it'll be 48 hours, but usually 24, whatever, based on what my schedule is like. And then, periodically throughout the year, you can do the 3 days. And
And you'll
I
fast 24 hours, no food.
yeah, yeah, just what sometimes you forget. I suggest that you nurture yourself with water, but sometimes if you're really busy, and that's what happens with my voice a lot, you need to drink water. But yeah, Rob, it's for me. I mean, it's just for me now. But I've been doing this for years.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I find it uh,
Interesting. Interesting.
interesting and no, well, not only that, I find it healthy. Rob,
No.
when they when I go in for my annual and they check out. As a matter of fact, recently within this year, uh, the nurse came into the doctor and she said his heart rate is at 44 beats a minute. And the doctor said, "Yeah, it's always been like that." It
Huh.
frightens people because in most cases, people. I had one lady tell me once. She said, "How do you feel? Do you feel all right?" I said, "Ma'am, I know what it is." She had all the patches, all of. I said, "If you want me to bring my rate up, I need to get up and run up and down the hall or something like that." She said, "I was about to tell you, you need to go to the emergency room."
Wow. Wow.
But yeah, hey man, what fasting for me is natural and regular thing. I love
Yeah,
I
you
I
made
love
it a habit. You've made it a habit. So now it's like breathing to you. You know what I mean?
mm.
You made it a habit.
Strange you would say that because one of the conversations I wanna have, uh, I don't know what your topic will be today, but one of the things that I found is that I either read it or heard someone say it. uh, when we come to taking a look at our money, our wealth, and all of that, and we talk often, or you do, about the tithing and how people can put away money for certain things and can't manage the rest. And the gentleman said something that was really important. He said, "I found out that before you could teach people to tithe, you had to teach them how to budget." Because most people who cannot tithe are people who cannot budget. And I said, "Whoa," I said, "Oh, there goes Robert right there." I mean, if you don't have a budget, you really don't have a plan.
Right. No, that's because you have to have a budget in order to have a plan. In other words, you have to keep count.
Right.
You have to keep count. It's like if you say you want to play, you know, a football game, you say how many, you have to know how many players make up they can take the field. They say it's 11. That's a budget. You got to have a, you know, you you have to keep count.
Yeah.
Numbers and counting is it's the essence of creativity and also of wealth and
But
prosperity.
Rob, if you made that statement and say, "Before I can teach you anything, first thing we're gonna do is you got to do a budget." Man, it would come down to almost 0 people. "Oh, I'm not gonna do that." Hey, yeah, well, then how are you ever gonna maximize? Even at if you're gonna think about, "Well, I do the 10% or whatever." No, no, no. What do you do with the 90?
Yeah, it's but it's habitual. You know, it's a lot of the bad habits that we grow up with, and we never correct them, and those bad
For a
habits become
lifetime. For a
yeah,
lifetime,
right
Rob.
for a lifetime. It become a detriment to our goals and what we want to accomplish. You know, it
Wow.
really do. Budgeting is numbers. You have to be able to look at the numbers. You have to be able to see, do you have enough or you don't have enough, or do you have more than enough? You have to be able to take an assessment if you want to prosper in life. I mean, when you really think about it, when I'm saying numbers and taking an assessment in the budget, most people over budget when it comes to food. What I mean by that, they overeat. If you and I uh, uh, took a budget of ourselves, like you just said, you don't really need to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's overspending. That's like having a car and you keep putting fuel in it. You just keep putting fuel and you over fuel into the car gets big and big and bigger. But we are the car, so that's over budget. You putting too much in it. You don't need that much. Um, so yeah, and most people don't want to really talk about budget because it makes you face the truth, what is and what is not. And
But
most people don't want to face the truth, what is and what is not. They want to live in la la land, Jay. That's why budgeting. Most people want to skip that class.
but Rob, the whole thing is, if you do skip that class and you have skipped that class, that's why you have not
It's gonna be problem.
maximized
It's
your
gonna be
potential.
problem.
Your
It's gonna
potential, man.
it's gonna be
Even if
problem.
you're doing well, even I mean, even if you got most people think if they got millions, I'm just cool. No, if you are not budgeting even billions, you are destined to have a problem somewhere down the line.
Yeah, because you don't know. If you don't look, if you don't measure, then it's gonna be off. I mean, if you say you need to measure, not budgeting is like trying to cook a new recipe
And don't look at don't measure this,
without
this.
measuring how much salt or how much butter or how much flour, or how much the amount of ingredients. That's why they tell you 2 spoons of this, 2 cups of that. If you say no, forget all that. I'm just gonna put as much butter. I'm gonna put whatever I feel like putting in it. That's not budget. It probably not gonna taste like the recipe said it would taste. And you're wondering why? Because you're supposed to put 1 stick of butter and you put 10 sticks of butter, because you like butter. So budgeting, that's why I say I could use budgeting in a lot of metaphors and a lot of examples to tell people how extremely important it is. But again, James, when you ask someone to budget, which is the foundation of a financial plan, you have to know the numbers. I tell people all the time, you want to do a financial plan, you want to retire, let's look at your numbers. Let's look at that's budgeting. You want to see how much is required for you to, how much money we need in order for you to sustain the lifestyle that you want and your future lifestyle. How much do we need? And how much do we need to earn on the money that we do have in order for it to be ready and available for us when we get there in 5 years or 10 years or 20 years? All that's numbers and all that's budget. Most people don't want to do that. Most people just want to invest. They want to ignore that. And like I said, that's the essence. That's how you really, really design a plan. So budgeting is very, very important. Today, I think I'm gonna pick up on that. And next week we can talk about a whole subject on budgeting. I had in mind is I wanted to talk about, because somebody had texted me and they said, Rob, can you please explain what is an IPO? What is initial public offering? Because before I went out of town last weekend, the weekend before, we were talking, you was in Disney. We were talking about mutual funds and ETFs. So anyone who's joining us today, I want you to go back and look at a week ago show. And I discussed what are ETFs, exchange traded funds, versus mutual funds and how mutual funds work. So you can go back and you can look at that. And on these shows, we live on Facebook and we on YouTube. You can always go back a year from now, a year ago, or you can go back in history and just look at shows. And we talk about different subjects, whether it's wills and trust or real estate or IULs or whole life and term insurance. So you can go back. It's like a library, and I want you to share it with your loved ones and people who and think needs to hear this. I am in the process of writing a book. I go every day and I write some because my schedule is so busy. I've started taking Spanish classes on Tuesdays and Thursday again, and I'm writing a book and clients and all that. So yeah, I don't have time to play. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm steady keeping myself busy and being a husband and a grandfather and a dad and all kind of stuff, all that comes along with that, and taking care of my mind, body, and soul, and still got to read, and it's just a lot, but hey, that's what life is all about, staying busy and trying to be all you could be. I'm telling you this because I encourage you all to get busy and not be bored and challenge your potential. Do all that you can do. And then you always want to say, God, give me the strength to be all that I could be. When you say that, man, oh my God, I'm telling you, all of us could be more than we ever imagined that we could be. Right, Jay? That's James' prayer right there. That's James' prayer. Brenda Brown, good morning. Good morning. Anna Dupree, P. Parnell Victor, Mr. and Mrs. Redhead. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so today I want to talk about, and next week we'll talk about budget. James, remind me to talk about budgeting.
Well, no, I just brought that up out of the clear blue because,
but it's very important.
I think because as we encourage people, to grow and to learn more and earn more and then serve more, as we encourage them to do these things, they can maximize their potential by understanding what they have and how we're going to budget and how we're going to do it. So let's go with the IPOs.
Okay. So I like to tell stories to give people examples, because sometimes words get in the way. And sometimes people, they can't follow you, but most people can follow a movie, a story. So when I teach, because this is the way I learn also, you have to give me different examples That's why in the spiritual books, the holy books, the scriptures, one of my favorite books is the book of Matthews. And the reason why I like that is because the disciples asked Jesus, why do you talk in such parables? And basically he said, because basically people can't, when you tell stories, people can basically can understand what you're saying, and people who can't understand what you're saying, it's not for them. It's for you. So I'm going to break it down to you and give you different examples, because it's always different ways in order to get to where you want to get to. It's not just one route. It's different ways. You can take the plane, you can take the bus, you can take the train, you can take the bicycle, you can take the motorcycle. There's different roads to travel and different ways to get there. And that is a principle of life. So when you learn something, you should be able to relate it to something else, but it's the same principles, because the principles don't change. So in talking about the initial public offering, that's usually dealing with the stock market. And a lot of people think when they buy shares in Disney, they're actually giving Disney the money. But I want people to know, when you buy shares in Disney or Walmart or McDonald's, you're not actually giving Walmart or Disney or Google, you're not giving them your money. You're not the company. You're not giving them your money. Okay. So I want to back into that, because some people say, what are you talking about? I want to start off with something that a lot of people can relate to, especially if you're an adult. So imagine there's a new development that is happening down the street. A new development. Development means housing. There's some acres of land, and all of a sudden the developer comes in and says he's going to build some brand new houses there. And a lot of us have experienced this. We've seen new houses going up. Well, when they develop and build those new housings, if you go and you buy one of those housing, that is called an IPO. That's an initial public offering. It really is, but it's just not in the stock market realm. It's in the real estate realm. But like I said, the principles stayed the same. The names change, but the principle stays the same. If it's a developer and he's building some new houses, and you go and you put your name on the list so you can buy one of those new houses, you are you're first. So that's the initial public offering. This developer is offering what he's developing to the general public. And it's not the second time that he's doing it in that particular spot. This is the first time that he's on that plot of land, the first time he's on that area, the first time that he's going to build houses. So that's why they call it initial. That's the first time he did it on that plot of land. He bought 100 acres, and he's going to build, 1,000 houses or something, So therefore, it's an initial first time offering of these houses from this developer. When you come in and you buy those houses, each person can come in and put a down payment to buy those houses. In a sense, that's an initial public offering, and you bought the house. Okay, now y'all got that, right? So the first time, it's the beginning. You do give the money to the developer. You do, because that's how the developer raises money to build the houses to sell to the general public. Okay, now let's say fast forward, all the houses, 2 years go by, and all the houses are sold. There's no more. There are no more homes for sale. All those new homes are built, bought, and done. Closed down. There's no more sales office. Bam, they left. The trailer gone. Ain't no models to look at because somebody bought the model. So it's done. Now, 5 years later, you wake up, all of a sudden you say you got some money. You always want to buy in that development. You're not buying an IPO. You're not buying the initial public offering. You're buying on a secondary market. So you won't be able to buy any house in that area until when? Until somebody job changes and they got to move up north and they got to sell that house. And they selling that house to somebody that's on the secondary market. And now they're going to put it for listing, and somebody going to come in and they're going to buy that house. I hope y'all just got that. I hope y'all just picked up what I put down, because even though we're talking about real estate, that's exactly what happens with the stock market. It's just different realms, different industries. Can the church, did anybody hear me? Did y'all get that? Did y'all pick that up, James? You think they just picked up what I put down?
All right. I think they saw it
They saw it.
because if they live here in South Florida, they see it every day.
Right. So really, when you go and you buy a house, let's say someone calls to Henderson, I want to buy a house. Can you find me a house? If it's not a new development, it's a secondary market, and you buying somebody else's house who lived in it. So you buying on the secondary market. You buying somebody who already lived in the house for 10, 20, 30 years. Maybe somebody died or they got to move or they're getting out of Florida. Now they're going to sell it to you. That is the secondary market. Let the church say secondary market. So most houses that you see people buying and selling houses, these are the secondary market. These not initial public offering. Now, y'all got that. Now let's move into the stock market. Bam. Y'all got that principle. Use the same principle. Who's first? That's called an IPO. Okay. After the stock sold out, they're going to resell them. That's what the stock market is. Anytime you hear the Dow Jones Industrial Average, a NASDAQ up and down, that's all secondary market. That's all somebody selling their stock to somebody. If you don't want it, somebody do all the time. So if you think a house, somebody want to sell a house, you think nobody gonna buy it, somebody buying it all the time. They're gonna buy it for this price or that price, but it's going on. This price or that price. They're probably not going to get it at the initial public offering. The initial public offering is when the developer first built the house. That price was first built the house. You probably will never get it for the initial public offering. Now let's move to stock market. Let's move to the markets. Let's say me and James C. Let's start a company.
Amen.
And this company we're gonna start. So we know black people like barbecue, right? So we're gonna start a barbecue joint, but we're not going to just start a regular barbecue business, because everybody's, a whole lot of people selling barbecue. We was Chinese, you probably have a Chinese restaurant or a nail shop, right? But since we're gonna have a soul food barbecue restaurant. But James, me and you smarter than the most people. We're not just gonna sell barbecue ribs and chicken and all that and collard greens and all that. What we gonna do? We got the secret sauce, because James, what sets me and Robert and James restaurant different is, that barbecue sauce that we sell to put on the barbecue chicken and all that, it makes your hair grow. We got a winner. And guess what? People are noticing every time they go to Rob and James barbecue place, their hair keep growing. So they're not only eating the food because it's good, but guess what? The hair just growing. It's putting the weed people out of business. All you gotta do is come to James and Robert. We call it JR. JR's barbecue. Food so good and make your hair grow. Now, isn't that a slogan?
Okay, we'll sell it. We'll sell it. Go ahead.
You think they'll buy it?
Oh yeah, Rob.
Okay.
Ooh, everybody wants the hair to grow. Stop. Don't go there.
Oh, that's
go ahead.
You can kind of cut me in the
Continue, Robert.
Okay, so we got JR's barbecue. Barbecue so good it makes your hair grow. Now, James, one thing we notice every time we open up, before we can even get to the shop, the lines are lined up all around the corner. Not just black people, but white people, Spanish people. I mean, these people are just around the corner. So, James, what do we need to do? We need to open up another one, don't we?
Hey, franchise.
We're going to open up another one. Now, let's say we figure we're going to open one down south, on the north end, the east end, the west end. Now, we could say we're going to go to the bank and get a loan. But y'all know what they do at the banks, especially black people, right? We know. They want to ask for your mama name, your daddy name. They want to look you up and down and just to deny you, right? So we ain't going that way, because we know that the people like JR barbecue because it's so good, it make your hair grow. So we already know that. The bankers, suit and ties, they don't know what we know. We out there with the public. We know. The bankers sit behind the desk with suit and ties. Come on, this Poindexter, he don't know what the people saying. So we go there, he want to look at our financial. He see we making money, but still he don't believe because he don't even eat barbecue. You know what I mean? So what do? I say, James, let's do an IPO.
Amen.
Let's do an initial offering. We need to raise $10 million. Well, I want the numbers. Okay, I'm gonna keep this simple. We need to raise $1 million. Yeah, we have them. Remember, this is a story. Okay, this is a story, y'all. Keeping it simple. So let's say we need to raise $1 million, and we need to get it from the people, and we're gonna give the people shares. Okay, we're gonna give the people shares, and we're gonna say everybody that buys shares in JR Barbecue, we're gonna start the shares out at $10 a share. Initial public offer. You think people want to buy into our company?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's
They
called
know you, they know me, we straight up, and they can see the line.
That's something you just said something very important, James.
Rob, I know.
You just said something very important. You say they know me and they know you and they can see the line. They're not bankers sitting behind desks going home at 5 o'clock. No, they see the line. Matter of fact, the people know how good it is and they know their hair growing. So we say that we're going to do an initial public offering. Now I want y'all to think about the story I just told y'all prior about the developer buying the land the first time. That's why it's called initial, first time. So we're going to say we're going to raise $1 million. Now, some people would want to buy our stock, buy our share. They want to buy into the company. They want to be part of the company. They want to be part owner because when you buy shares into the company, you with James and Robert. You are. You're going to grow with the company. You want to grow with the company. And some people say, I have some money, but I don't want to take no risks. So, James, we got to have something for them too. We're going to sell bonds. BOND. Bonds. Okay? We're going to sell bonds. When you get ready to start a business, there's two. If you don't want to go to a bank, there's two ways to get the money for the business. First, you got to have good management. People got to know you. They got to know your product. You could sell stock. People can buy shares in the company because they believe in the company and they want to buy and they want to grow with the company. Or there's some people say, man, I don't want to take no chance. I'm too scared. I'm scared of my shadow. I tell you what, I give you $1,000, but I want my money back. Guaranteed. I don't no risk. I don't want to hear nothing about people stop coming, their hair start falling out, and y'all lost my money. I don't want to hear that. If y'all say y'all need $1 million, I'm gonna give you $1,000, but I want y'all to give me an IOU. Remember, bond is an IOU. I don't want to take no risk. It's an IOU. I'm gonna give you $1,000. How much you gonna pay me that $1,000? So James, we said we're gonna pay everybody who give us buy a bond, we're gonna pay them 7% interest because that's more than they can get at the bank. And why would we say 7%? Because we know that that's more than they can get in the bank, so they can come to us and we're going to give them a bond. A bond is an IOU. That's what it is. So like a CD, when you go to a bank, don't care what the bank do with your money. They say they're gonna pay you 3% or 5%. That's it. They take and buy real estate and make more money off that. That's why they can pay you that. So a bond, you don't care. It ain't none of your business. You just want to, when you want your money, you want your money. That's what a bond is. My word is my bond. I gave you this money. I gave you this money. I want you to hold it for a year, 6 years, or whatever. So James, what we said, we're going to have bonds. So we need $1 million. We're going to sell $500,000 in bonds. Mm-hmm. I mean, the other $500,000 we're going to sell stock to general public, initial public and offering. How many of you think people will buy the bonds that's going to pay 7% with no risk guaranteed? And how many of you think people will buy the stock, taking a risk that we can make a lot of money or we can fold? How many do you think generally, what do you think people will buy more, the bonds or the stock?
The bonds are going first, Rob. Bonds, people, one thing they don't have is faith. They got a lot of fear. And fear of losing for them, even if it's $1,000, they'd rather do that. Now, me and you, we go the other way.
That's another thing.
That's another thing. Because when we do the research, like I said, we know Robert, we know James, and we see people in line at his place and they talking about how great the food is, and everybody's growing hair. So hey, Rob, let's roll. Let's roll.
That's
As a
right.
matter of fact, I don't want to invest 1,000. You know,
Right.
can I get more at a higher? No,
So
no.
so the bonds, everybody that said in this line to buy stocks, we call them the growth shares, risk takers.
Hmm.
And everybody who wants to buy the bonds, we call that income. You ever heard of the word growth and income?
Well, then income.
Growth and income. When you say income, they're mainly talking about either dividends or they're talking about bonds.
Mhm.
And then you have growth. That means that you're taking a risk with stocks, buying into JR Barbecue. You know, so it's two different things. Okay, so now we start off. So we say, okay, we need to raise $1 million. We're gonna sell half $500,000 in bonds. And James, you're right. Most people are scared of their shadow. Most people don't want to lose a penny. They trust the management, but they know that if they give us money for the bonds paying 7%, then we know that we have to pay them. And then we said we're going to give them a 5-year bond. 5 years. We're going to hold your money for 5 years, but we're going to, every dollar you give us, we're going to give you 7% interest on your money. Now, 7% interest. Why is that called interest? Because it's a loan. You lending us the money. We paying you 7%. A lot of y'all lend the bank money when y'all buy a CD, but y'all get 2%, 3%. A lot of y'all, when y'all put y'all money inside the checking account and the savings account in the bank, oh my God, you don't even get a quarter. You got $10,000, $20,000 sitting in the bank in the savings account and ain't even giving you a quarter a month. That's a hell of a loan, man. That's why a lot of people say, man, you bankers make a lot of money because there's so many general God fearing, good, nice, loving God, nice people that are acting like they don't have no sense.
Rob, we've been programmed.
Huh?
We've been programmed to remember from a child. What were you told to do?
Start a bank.
Save your money. No, save your money. That key word, save. And you thought saving, was putting your money in the bank. That's you want to save. No, I don't want to save my money. I want to grow my money. Yeah, and that's a mindset.
Okay, so we're gonna sell $500,000. We're trying to raise $1 million. We're gonna sell $500,000 in bonds, IOU. So we know 500,000 and 7%. We know we got to pay $35,000 in interest a year. So let's say we got 500 people that came and say, I want to buy $1,000 bonds, James and Robert, and they're gonna give us $1,000. We got half the money that we need. We know that we have to pay on that $500,000. We got to pay $35,000 in interest payments a year. Now, James, what our restaurant, we love that deal because J&R Barbecue restaurant that make your hair grow, the line's so long, we open 7 days a week. Man, we making $35,000 a day.
And if once we do 4, Rob, an hour.
We make it so we can easily pay the bond holders, right?
Hey, no question.
And we got their money for how many years? 5 years. Ooh, woo! God bless the bond holders because me and James, we make $35,000 a day. We ain't got to pay the bond holders in total $35,000 for 500 people per year.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, listen, that's why Apple, Google, all these companies, they issue bonds. You don't have to just buy stock in Apple. You don't have to just buy. Bank of America issue bonds. All the companies issue bonds to investors. The bond market, it's a big market. That's for scary people who say, well, I wouldn't say scary people. People who just don't want to take no risk, but they want to get 5 and 6% on their money. And they want to guarantee and backed by the company, backed by the faith and strength of the company. Walmart sells a lot of bonds. They don't just sell stocks. They really sell a lot of bonds. When they want to do expansion, they don't take their money, they use other people's money. Would you want to use your money if you could use would you want to use your money if you could use James and me and Robert money? No. And James, no, we don't want to use our money if we can get money from you so we can finance our project. So bond holders, you do get something, you get security. But the company get, oh my God, the company get far more. It's just like when you put money in the savings account, You forget security. You feel like, hey, my money's safe. Ain't nobody gonna rob me. But the banking law says for every dollar you put inside a bank, the bank can maximize and act like it's $10. They can leverage it to $10. So if every dollar you give them, they could act and lend out $10. That's incredible. See, what we going over right now is what I call true financial literacy, because I'm guaranteeing you that somebody that's listening did not know what I'm saying now. They did not know. They did not understand. And these are grown people. And you wouldn't understand unless you listen to Understanding Money. That makes sense?
That makes plain sense, Rob. Hey,
okay, so now we got
up and grow up.
That's right. This is Enlightenment Saturday, right? Enlightenment. So now you could buy bonds not just in James and Robert J.R. Barbecue. You could buy bonds in Microsoft. You could buy bonds in just about all the publicly traded companies. They will sell you their bonds. Yes, they will. And you can get guaranteed. Well, it's only guaranteed by the faith and the strength of the company. If you think Walmart not going out of business, if you can buy their bond, you're going to certainly get way more money than what you're getting at the bank. Okay, so that's how bonds work. Now, the other 500,000, we're going to issue stock shares in our company. They're going to be part owner of our company. And because we want to raise $1 million, we're getting 500 from the bond owners. They don't own nothing. We're just going to pay them $35,000. Each of them, you bring $1,000, they're going to pay you $700, $70
a year.
Yeah, $7 a year. And wow, Jesus Christ.
Does it feel like robbery? Rob, does that feel like robbing somebody?
$1,000, you get $70 a year. Because I had first said $700, but that's 70%. No, you're gonna get $70. But you say, but I tell you what, if you put $1,000 in the bank, you ain't getting no $70 a year. You get even less.
7 cents.
You getting 7 cents. Oh my God. People, listen, I'm breaking it down to you like a 6-year-old. This is real life. And you are grown. That's why they think you stupid. That's why. That's why, especially people in Congress, they think you are so stupid because you keep doing the same thing. You teach people how to treat you by how you act and how you carry yourself. You want more, but you're doing the dumbest things. You're supposed to say, we ain't taking this no more. Okay, I want to get off on that. So now you put $1,000 and bought the bond. We only got to give each of y'all $70, right? Okay, so check this out. Now we selling the stockholder. Stockholder's going to take the risk with us. They feel pretty good. We ain't got to pay them nothing. Because we ain't got to pay them. We ain't got to pay them no interest.
And we got our $1 million.
And we got our $1 million because we got $500 from the bondholders who safe. They're happy, and we got another $500,000 from investors. We're gonna give them $10 a share. Okay. Now we got $1 million. What we gonna do with that $1 million, James? We're getting ready to expand. We're gonna open up 5. Okay, we're gonna open up 5 more stores. We're gonna take $200,000 and open up 5 more stores down south, down on the east side, the west side, the north side, the northeast. We're gonna open up 5 more stores. And guess what? When we open up them 5 more stores, the line's gonna be wrapped around the corner again. So now we making more money. Now, we want to be good to our initial public offering shareholders. So we tell them, we give them accounting. We say, listen, the shares that you bought last year for $10 a share, each share now is worth $50 a share. How many shares did you buy?
Like that.
That's some growth stuff, right? That is some growth stuff, man. That is now we listen, James. They did take a risk. Now that's why they're getting rewarded. Now the bondholders, they put $1,000 and they're getting 7%. So they're getting $70 a year. Are they mad? They shouldn't be, because they guaranteed in 5 years we're gonna give them back what? Their money.
Yeah, all of it.
All of it.
Plus interest.
Plus interest.
Mm-hmm.
That's why corporations love to issue bonds. Now, the shareholders, James, we could pay our shareholders, but we have a meeting, a board meeting, and we say, listen, shareholders, do y'all want us to pay y'all dividends and give y'all some of this profit? Or do y'all want us to keep taking this money and go up north and open up some more stores and start expanding? And the shareholders say, man, my $10 a share is at $50 a share. If y'all go up and open up more stores and y'all make more money, now my $10 a share is $100 a share. So I done made 10 times my money. What do you think they're gonna say? No, pay us and don't expand, pay us some of the profits, or put the money back in the company and let the value of the shares go up. What do you think they're gonna say?
Well, more.
They're gonna say keep growing.
Because we also at that board meeting is gonna say we're coming out with a quote unquote sauce.
Sauce that you just could buy and not even get the barbecue sauce, right?
Right.
Not even you don't have to buy the dinner. Just buy the sauce and make your hair grow.
Come
right?
in to buy some of the sauce because it's the
Yeah,
sauce.
man.
It ain't in the meat; it's the sauce. It's the sauce.
Yeah, it ain't in the meat; it's in the barbecue sauce. People have just growing. They're investigating us, what we got in the sauce. The Koreans getting mad because people not buying all that weave had no more. They growing their own hair. Oh man, now that's what you call when you hear about a company that's disrupting the industry. J&R Barbecue, that's a disruptor. That AI, that's AI all the way. We are artificial intelligence. We are the real intelligence. We came up with something. We gave the people what they wanted. We knew what they needed, and we managed it, and we kept expanding, and we kept growing. That's how Ben and Jerry's did the ice cream. Same principle. You know what I mean? So what we did was now, let's just say somebody, James, because you know people want to sue, and they see a good thing coming. They always trying to mess up something. Because you know Walmart gets sued every day. McDonald's gets sued because the coffee was too hot and burnt the man's lips, so he's suing for $10 million. You know, there's not a good company like Walmart or Apple or Microsoft. Every day they got 1,000 attorneys because people are always trying to come up some kind of way. They're not just scratching the lotto. They slipping and falling. They doing all kind of stuff. People always. So guess what, Jane? All of a sudden we get in the mail, somebody suing J&R Barbecue. What? This woman said she ate the barbecue and her hair fell out. Now we got to go and get the attorneys and we got to defend that. Isn't that something? Now, the Miami Herald put out a big press because you know they're hating on us anyway, right?
Don't go there, right?
They're hating on the black people business making all this money, right? They looking for something, right? So they done put out a big press. They put it on Channel 7 News, all this. They put it on. J&R Barbecue is being sued.
This is a creative story, folks. This is a creative story. Go ahead, Ron.
Now, some people that shares were going up, guess what? A few of them saying, oh, Lord, I bought at $10 a share. It's at $100 a share. I'm getting ready to sell my shares. Now, when that person get ready to sell their shares, they're not taking money from James and Robert because we already got the money. That person is selling their own shares on the secondary market. That's what the stock market. Every time you look at the stock market go up and down, all that is people they're trading, not initial public offering, because we already did that. They're trading on the secondary market. So I want y'all to know it's like when you buy eBay. You know, if I got this old shirt and I want to instead of throwing it away, I want to put it on eBay and resell it. That's what the stock market is. The stock market is nothing but a big, large eBay. Selling your old shoes, selling something that you ain't wear. That's it. But people selling shares, and Microsoft, Apple, Disney, they reselling it at a higher price or a lower price. That's all the stock market is. It's not an initial public offering anymore, because initial is when the very beginning. I hope y'all learned something. Y'all learned something. If y'all learned something, can y'all put a 1 in the column so I know? I need to. Boy,
Rob, they got something at the very beginning when you gave the vision of saying, because most of the times when they talk about, oh, I want to invest in the stock market, the only thing they talk about is buying shares of stock. They don't talk about the companies that are selling bonds.
Right.
Yeah. So that, just to get that part today, was good. Just to know that, wait, okay, I don't have to buy the stock. I can go in and get that guarantee, because a lot of times, bro, if you have not started budgeting early in life, you now have limited amount of money, and you don't know how long life is going to last. So that fear says, "Ooh, I gotta hold on to this." So if they're gonna give me 7%, and it beats me putting in the bank. But now I'm gonna tell you, Rob, I bet you they'll give us that $1,000 to get the 7%, but they'll keep that CD in the bank that's giving them a penny.
You think so?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, Rob, Rob, it's happening
Evidence.
now.
Yeah, it's evidence.
Right, it's right now. I
Yeah.
mean, people have hundreds of thousands of dollars, in the bank. Oh, and it makes them feel. It's how it makes them feel,
Safe
because
and secure.
they feel safe and secure. And then they quote unquote, then that wake up morning comes that you talk about, when you wake up and you're not here. You wake up and you say, well, maybe you don't even say anything. Guess what everybody else is saying? Who's gonna get that money? Believe me, they're not gonna leave it in a CD in the bank. They're
Yeah.
gonna, yeah, right. But not that they're gonna come to the Henderson Financial Group and say, now how do I make this grow? No, they're gonna say, ooh, how do I spend it?
Yeah. Yeah, you're 100% right, James. You hit the nail around the head, man. It's and the people who know our behavior,
Oh, they bank on it.
they bank on it, and they really take advantage. And that's why so many people are struggling. And because the system is designed to keep you ignorant and not knowing, and to normalize it, to make you, think everybody is doing it, so it's normal. But only 95% of people doing it. 5% of people are getting over. It's only 5% that are enlightened. The rest of the people just kind of like follow their friends, every Dick, what is it, Dick, Jane, and Harry, or whatever.
Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Tom, Dick, and Harry. I mean, most people just copy other people into nothingness. So, and what's amazing, like as I grew from a young man and started to see more clearer, I was always amazed that so many people didn't see what I was seeing, and they was happy, and dumb, and you couldn't tell them nothing. And some people hold on to ignorance like dear life, and you try to expose them, to tell them, and holding on to ignorance has become such a habit until it's hard for people to break ignorance. And when I'm saying ignorance, I'm not saying in a derogatory manner. I'm saying not
knowing, and not seeking.
Not knowing, I seek it. And in the good book, all the scriptures say you got to know and you got to seek. There's always good, better, best. And it's our job to try to be as best that we could. And we are powerful. This thing that between our ears is super, super powerful. But a lot of us would rather be entertained and feel good.
OJ's living for the weekend.
Right.
Google it. Google
right.
it.
most of us want to be entertained and feel good. So the system really uh preys on our feelings. You get drunk so you can feel good, so you can block out, or get high, you know. You know, I never understood, if I was making billions of dollars, you think I'd be getting drunk and high? Now, if you, I, I think the more money that you get, the cleaner you should be, because you see the truth. Now, I think that if you living and you homeless, then you okay, you want to zone out, But if you know, the more enlightened you get, you want to be awake. You want to know what's going on. You want to be able to see. So as I began to see, I wanted to see more. So I wasn't gonna, do anything that was going to distort my vision or cloud my vision. And I continue to do that. When I talked about principles, I'm really big on principles, because the names changes, but the principles. And what I mean by this is I often use an example of, if you look at it, how you play checkers.
Mhm.
To the naked eye, the checkered board looks the same as a chessboard until you put the pieces on the board.
And they're different rules,
James, and there are different rules,
different principles, different
different
laws.
different laws.
And Rob, if we would just ask, that's again, when we were talking earlier about the budgeting and everything, and people, like, I had a friend come up to me last evening and say, "Hey man, I saw a guy that said he used to play bid whist with you." Well, see, in the game of bid whist, you had to count the cards if you were gonna be good at it.
If you knew anything about it, right?
Yeah, yeah. First it starts out it's 52, or if you add the joker, da da da. Rob, this is like, I mean, life is really simple if you would understand the principles
But you
and the
got to pay
laws.
attention, right? You got to be seeking to pay attention, right? Right?
Yeah,
Right? It really is, right?
right, yeah, Rob. Hey, hey, Rob, and even in that game, my partner and I, we would we would go beyond the game. We would recognize the players, right? And we would see little nuances that they would do that they had done set up with their partners. So when they thought they were signaling their partner, they were signaling us too. you know.
Wow.
So we knew how to strategize. And everybody was wondering why these guys are so good. And we never signaled. We
And
never
what
did. We
and,
never touched our ear. We
and what
we
game were y'all playing?
bid whist. It's called bid
Now,
whist.
now, see, now, somebody like me, I never played biz whist in my life.
Okay.
But if I sat at the table with you all to play bid whist,
Uh-huh.
and even though y'all would explain to me the fundamentals of the
Fundamentals of the
game,
game, right.
that's still not enough to
That's not
beat
enough.
y'all.
No, no, no.
Because I wouldn't have known about counting cards. I
Yeah,
wouldn't have known about, the signals.
yeah.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have known about all that, because I only know the fundamentals of the game. And that's pretty much how life is. A lot of people just they call it financial literacy, but it's
Ooh.
not thinking. See, because they tell us when you're a kid, they say, listen, let's learn about money, children. This is the bank, and you save banks. It's a piggy bank, and you put money and you get interest. They don't really tell us why the bank doing that and what's in it for the bank.
And how does the bank make theirs? That's
Right.
that's going beyond, Rob. That's going, yes, sir.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. And wait,
Exactly.
now is it possible for me to become a bank? And then
Right.
and I listened to the Henderson Financial Group, and I heard Robert Henderson say something like, "You could create your own bank." Now, does that mean I have to go out and buy some land? No, no, no. He was talking about something else. He said you could set up. Then there's a strategy, ooh, to how you do it. And Rob, the greatest schemer in the world is that enemy.
Yeah. And James, let me tell you something. James, let me tell you something. I can show someone how to create their own personal family bank and be
Mhm.
protected and use other people's money. There are so many people that so engulfed in ignorance and disbelief, unbelief. They'll say, I never heard of this strategy before, so I'm not doing it. I'm like, well, I'm just enlightening you to something that you didn't
You
know that's
didn't
going to
know.
make you better, that you didn't know. Well, I asked my girlfriend, they said they ain't never heard of it.
Yes, sir.
Is your girlfriend rich?
No, she looking for a job.
What? And James, there's nobody who gives and takes more advice than your cousin. Let me tell you something. Your cousin, your friends give out more advice than any financial advisor. People rely on their friends and cousins and whoever to give them advice far more than any financial advisor.
Rob, we've got to do something that you just said within the last 60 seconds. That family bank, think of all the children, young and old, who have parents or grandparents and don't realize when you say family bank, it's not just, doesn't have to be just my family or your
No.
family. It could be our family.
Yeah.
Families coming to, oh, Rob, I'm saying, man, at the risk of, somebody saying, oh no, whatever mama left, daddy left, uncle left, grandmama left, I want mine. Wait a minute. If I showed you something that you could get and put together as a family, you know, whatever, all the siblings, all of us, so that we could build our own quote unquote little bank that would generate wealth and revenue, wouldn't you be interested in knowing that? Think about it. To all the people that will hear this and those that are listening now, think about what it could be like if all your brothers and sisters realize that we could come together as one and we could generate and create. Ooh, Rob, wouldn't that be awesome?
That'd be totally awesome, man. I mean, time is running out. It's already 10 o'clock, but I want you all to think of when I talked about a bond holder, how bonds are issued and people buy bonds and CDs. Bonds, when you think about bonds, I want you to think about if you have your money in government security, if you have your money um, on the job and you say put it into the fixed guarantee rate, those are bonds. Anytime they change the name, government fixed account, that's bonds. CDs, those are bonds because you're not taking any risk and they giving you a little bit and they taking the money and doing what you're afraid to do. Those are bonds, but it's okay. You can have a bond. That floats your boat, but you can't really grow with a bond because it's a contradiction. You can't grow with a bond. You grow. You bond is to maintain where you are. Now, if you got a lot of money, you just want to maintain it. Okay, just have it in bond. But if you're trying to seek more, you want more, you want to get the higher ground. You can't do that with a bond. You're gonna do that. You can only do that with growth, being an owner. And if you don't want to actually start the business like James and I, JR Barbecue Make It Hair Grow, if you don't want to start, then you ought to invest in our company because we're expanding and we're growing. That's what we're doing. Now, just because somebody said, hey, there's a lawsuit, don't all of a sudden sell your shares. A lot of people sell their shares that go down. They all go down, but they're going to go back up because we still expanding and we still growing. We ain't worrying about that lady who talking about she's suing because we're going to keep on going and keep on selling barbecue and keep on. And we're gonna keep doing that because we focus.
And we're gonna sell that sauce.
And we're gonna sell that sauce. And after we sell that sauce, we're gonna sell all kind of stuff. We're gonna be thinking of how we can sell that sauce even more. We sell some baby sauce. We're gonna spend that sauce, but we're gonna sell it in so many different ways. We're gonna make a chip out. We're gonna have a barbecue chip sauce.
That's what I said, Robert. First thing is we're gonna do the packaging. We're gonna,
That's right.
you can buy larger containers, smaller containers, boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
And like you said, all of a sudden you love that sauce so much. Hey, why not put it on a chip?
That's right. That's right.
And so now we gotta get into a little manufacturing.
Oh man, that's right. We're gonna
Right.
manufacture.
Come
and
on,
we want to
Rob.
ship it overseas. Oh
We're
man.
gonna manufacture, Rob.
And then distribution, and let other people put it in grocery stores. Ooh, James, now you talking. We're gonna have it in Publix, Winn-Dixie, Piggly Wiggly. We're gonna hey James, that's when we say growth, that's expansion, that's growth. That's what we're talking about. Now, financial literacy, this is what they should be telling the kids to think. But like I started off saying, you know, life is pretty much like a checkered board. And most people are just playing checkers. They don't even understand chess. And you can't play chess unless you what? Unless you're a thinker. Unless you're a thinker. And most people don't want to think. That's the hardest thing. So most people prefer just to play checkers. But you can't say you want more and you want better if you don't want to pick up your bed and move. You got to, because the creator of the heavens and the earth says, when I come for you, there's always something for you to do. Most people want to pimp the creator. No, it's something for you to do, something for you to change. You got to do something different in order to get something different, you know? And as I was saying earlier, when you think about the stock market, people say it's so confusing. But how confusing really when you look at it in its simplicity, just take a look at eBay. That's an auction, or anything that you can buy online and resell. That's how they're selling shoes and reselling clothes, and a consignment store. Those are not new clothes. Those are Salvation Army, Goodwill. That's the stock market. The people bought this shirt, they sent it to Goodwill. Goodwill sold it. Somebody needed it. What you don't want, somebody want. That's the stock market. It's a secondary market. That ain't so hard to understand once I put it in that light. This is financial literacy. I'm trying to make you to see. This is why I like Matthews in the Bible, because Jesus spoke, my God, he talked all about what is heaven. Heaven ain't just this, is that. He talked about the seeds, you know, he talked about plantings. He talking about the go. Oh man, he gives so many examples. Why? Because I'm trying to help you to see. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to get you an epiphany. You're like, okay, I just got to have a light bulb effect. You know, I want you to use imagination.
Tell them where to call, Robert. Tell them where to call to get more and to get started.
And to get started, so you can get your enlightenment, so you can understand, so you can see more clear. Call the Henderson Financial Group, 305-825-1444. 305-825-1444, and set up a conference call, Zoom. And I'll sit there and we'll wrap. We'll look at your budget. We'll look at what you're trying to do. What's your goal? I'll tell you how to get there. You want to go slow or you want to go fast? You want to take risks? You want to take moderate risks or want to take no risk? There's ways to get there. And don't even get me started on the taxes. Oh my God, that's a whole nother world. This man over here make $100,000 a year. And this woman over here make $100,000 a year. This person paid 3 times in taxes. This person don't pay no taxes. How could that possibly be? Because one of them playing checkers and one of them playing chess. And you don't know nothing about it. Isn't that something? Simple as that. And the system, James, I was just reading, the IRS says every year over $600 billion is wasted for people not knowing what they could have done to save in taxes.
If they knew that, if they connected with that person that knows that tax code.
if they know that it ain't checkers, it's chess. Most people say, oh, this is what I made, this is what I got to pay. They do that to doctors a lot. You made this amount of money, this is what you got to pay. Nah. That's checkers. I want to play chess. And they know something's got to be wrong. There is something wrong, but you got to seek. You got to ask. You got to knock. You got to call the Henderson Financial Group, 305-825-1444. That's my story, man. I ain't got nothing else for you. James, we need prayer, man. We need some prayer. Let the church say amen.
Before I do that, I got to give a shout out to Disney. Robert, the Disney Dreamers Academy selected 100 young people from across the country, and 4 of them came from South Florida. We solicited people to send in. Go and check it out. Google Disney Dreamers Academy, because your son, your daughter, your grandson, your nephew, whatever, niece. Hey, this is an excellent way for people to learn how they can earn and hear from people who are in probably any area that they would love to go in or love to learn more about. So shouts out to Disney. We were up there last weekend for about 5 days, and many people came from across the country, as well as people within the Disney company came to speak. Sonia Richardson Moss, I think her last name is. She got married. She was one of the mentors and speakers at the program. And Rob, I remember interviewing her when she was before she became an Olympian and all of that, when she was just still in high school at St. Thomas Aquinas. So when you can see people do what we're talking about, see them go through life, grow, and then give back. It's so important. Shouts out to Disney. So now for the prayer today, all that I wish. But Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, Holy Spirit, we ask that you would bless all those that were with us today and those that will be listening as this is recorded on Facebook and YouTube. Bless them and bless their families. But more than that, bless them to realize that, yes, we have heaven right here on earth. And if we would ask, seek, and knock, that you will open up windows and pour out blessings that they will not have room enough to hold. Bless them, I pray. In Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Man, I
Amen.
tell you. Hey, James, I'm gonna have to you told me there's no cruise better than Disney Cruise. I'm gonna have to get with you to tell me who should I talk to about
yeah.
taking one of them cruises, man.
Oh yeah. Oh God. Oh hey Disney. I've been doing.
Does nobody do it better than Disney?
I have, Rob, and not just
Carnival don't do it. Carnival, Norwegian or
Right.
Royal Caribbean.
Right. I guess it's different tastes, but I and I've been on a number of cruises. Now I can't do those 20 days or whatever around the world. Rob, there's too much happening in our lives. We can't.
That's right. We got to create some more sauce. Yeah.
But yeah, right. We got to create. But Rob, I just love the spirit of what they do and the excellence in which they do it. You know, because Disney don't just hire people for a job. They cast people and train them for the role that they're going to play, no matter what position they're in, Rob.
That's incredible.
That's Rob. I mean, it's when I was programming, I used to tell my staff, I said, hey, we want to model, after Disney. Disney trains. When you're going to train your people, most people say, oh, I need a cashier. So people come in, they talk, you think they're nice, they boom, 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 and they think they're honest, and you put them in. But they haven't been trained how to treat a customer, how to greet a customer, and nowadays, my wife complains about when they go to the if you go to the drive-through, the kids there or the people there, I won't say kids, they don't know how to count. They don't know how much change they get. Rob, if that computer don't tell them, they wouldn't know. That's just the world that we're in today.
That's the world that we're in, brother.
That's the world that we're in. Hey, love y'all. And
love y'all. I hope y'all learn something today. I really do. And be safe and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We got to go. Peace, love, happiness. That's life, James. That's life.